Hiya peeps, it's me Karen Frost at Nail Decadence. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. If you have been subscribed from the start, welcome. Everybody's welcome. I'm in a good mood. Did my nails today and I'm really happy with them. Obviously that's not what this video is about. I just thought I'd say. Anywho, I hope everyone is coping, surviving, enjoying some decent weather. We've had some really nice sunshine actually. It's been quite nice to sit in the garden. It's quite cold in the evening. As soon as that sun's gone, yeah, a bit cold, but yeah, I've been tanning a little bit in the garden, which has been nice. What have you guys been up to? I'm talking to you like you can, talk right back to me right now, but even though you can't, you can comment on the videos and talk back to me. I'm happy to talk. Right now we need connection with humans, Oh, right, on with the video, shall we? In this video, as you have seen from the thumbnail, I am creating some long stilettos on my gorgeous hand dolly practice hand, and this has been keeping me sane, my practice hand, for sure. She's wonderful, she doesn't complain, and she lets me do what I like. So yes, long stilettos, and I'm just showing you how thin that clear base is, and where I fitted the form, that it's a straight line. I'm trying to be technical here and show you something worth knowing. So if you can see, that's the line that I go for. So the form is slightly pointed down for a stiletto shape, and on myself I actually point the form up because I've got hooked nails, but on other people who don't have hooked nails, the form should be slightly pointed downwards when you're doing a stiletto. So I'm just creating my clear base layer using these wonderful SBD London forms. Now if you do not have these forms, you need them in your life. I had some old forms, because I've got a couple of rolls of forms that I got before I bought the SBD London ones, and I used them today to do some stilettos on myself, and my good God, the difference in the forms is so apparent now. I found it really difficult to cope with the old flimsy ones. Once you've used these SBD London ones and then you go back to the cheap crappy thin ones, you notice the difference. And I was like, oh, let me just use the old forms, I've got them there, I don't want to just throw them away, let me just use them, make use of them, don't waste, etc. But I regretted using them, I really did. I mean, I'm going to have to use them up, but seriously, I regretted using them. My nails did not come out exactly the way I wanted them to. They didn't have the proper C-curve that I liked, and the forms were so thin and crap, and yeah, I struggled. So yes, if you're going to sculpt, I recommend getting these SBD London forms because they are the biz. Oh my goodness, I've waffled on so long. We are past me putting down my clear base. Oh, I'm sorry. So, well, anyway, you saw I sculpted two nails, just a thin clear base, and as you can see, I am using my hand file, and this is I think it's an 80 one side and 100 grit the other side. Yeah, so the 80-100 file to just shape them. They're a bit raggedy from the, what, when you're sculpting with clear, it's really hard to see how far you're going down that form because it's clear acrylic, so I thought I'd just shape them up before I began laying my colours on top. Now I've shown you two ways of getting these sculpted bases in shape. So the first one was obviously, like I said, with the hand file, and now I'm showing you that you can also do it with an e-file, which is obviously much quicker, but I thought I'd show you both ways just in case people don't have an e-file, because not everyone has an e-file, I know that. So yes, you can do it either way, hand file, which takes a little bit longer, or e-file, which is a bit quicker. But as you can see, I'm supporting that nail wherever I'm filing, I'm supporting that nail. These are long nails, they are extremely thin, so you have to give them support, otherwise they're just going to snap. Simple as that, they'll just snap, they are so thin. Look, you see where I place my fingers? I'm supporting that entire length of that nail. Yeah, see, using my thumb, then I'm using my fingers when I go to the other side. Support the nail all the way down, otherwise you are going to snap it, and that would be a disaster, because then you'd have to resculpt it. So I'm just giving them a quick check, make sure they're all straight and nice in the way I want them. And my nail guard started to lift, so I was just squishing it back on that little finger. But yeah, because I do use nail guards on this, so they the nail guards can sort of come a bit unstuck and lift a little bit, which is a pain in the butt, but yeah, I just push it down. Anyway, I'm really full of waffle today, aren't I? Yeah. I will admit I am on quite a few painkillers, but I still wanted to get this video voiced over because I promised it a few days ago and I didn't want to leave it any longer, so here it is. Oh, right, what am I doing? Okay, so I'm using natural beige. I think it's natural beige. Oh, might be soft natural beige. I'll have a check and I will put it in the description box, but I think it's soft beige from Naio to create this nail. Well, I'm using it's a cover colour, but you know, I'm using it all over. I think it's a really nice peachy colour to just have the nails that colour, not just as a nail bed. I really like the colour. It's very complimentary, nice and soft and peachy, very nice and warm. So yeah, I will just add as many beads as it takes, because these are very, very long nails, to get nice opaque coverage. And as you can see, I'm blending those beads like a fiend because I don't want any shadowing. So yeah, when you're adding multiple beads of a colour, you do want to blend it in as much as possible so that you don't have shadowing. The only time shadowing is good is when you're doing the 3D French. That's when shadowing looks good. I've got a marker. Might have to have another go at that. Do some more 3D Frenches. I'll have a think about that. Yeah, that's an idea to come. I shall mull it over and see what my brain comes up with. People say, you know, how do you come up with your designs? Well, I don't know. I just sit down and I look through my drawers of glitters and bits and bobs, and I pull out a few bits, and a lot of the time I wing it. I'm just winging it. It's not even a plan. I just do it as I go along. I think that's what you would say was freestyling. Technically freestyling. I'm pretty much freestyling all the damn time. This bead was a bit dry, so I had to pat and press it quite a bit. Add the other bead, bring it down, right the way down, as far as it will go. Just stretch that bead, pat and pull and press. Gently, of course, because you don't want to swipe all the acrylic off the nail, because then what's the point? Got that bead quite far down, but not quite enough, and the coverage is still a little bit patchy. Apologies for the blurriness. Here we go, it's back in focus. Camera does have a mind of its own. Blend in that bead right by the cuticle area and making sure that's nice and neat. And another bead down the body of the nail to just make sure it's nice and opaque. Even, and I'm swiping those sides. I'm trying really hard to keep my shape as best as possible, so to minimise filing, of course. Onto the index finger, and on this nail I'm doing the same thing, just a full nail of colour. I'll get that first bead on, get the cuticle area nice and neat, and then bring that bead down. I am working quite thin, I'm not building any strength at this point, I'm still just going for colour rather than strength, even though this is a strength powder. But I will be adding glitter and then I will be capping, so I want to keep these layers as thin as possible while still getting it nice and opaque, getting the colour payoff as it were. And it takes many beads because I normally work in small beads anyway, and these are extreme length nails. Well, I think they're extreme length. Yeah, they are definitely extreme length. Pretty much did the length of that form, and it was a long form. I do have a video of the nails that I have on my hands that you can see in this video, and I will get that edited and uploaded soon too. So that'll be coming up. I loved that set, really did. Anyway, I am applying some glitter in a swoosh type pattern to the little finger, picking up my glitter with very small beads of clear acrylic, and then pushing the glitter and spreading it out to where I want it to go. It's going to take a couple of beads to get the glitter all the way down this long nail. So in with a tiny bead of clear, and then grab some of the glitter pieces and put them where I want them. I'm not adding a big bead on because I want to sort of place them. I didn't want them going everywhere, so I'm just using teeny weeny beads of clear to get this acrylic, to get the to get the glitter in place. And then I shall leave that to set before I cap it. Once I'm finished fiddling with all the glitter pieces and putting them where I want them. And I do faff, as usual, but you all know I faff anyway. I must be used to it by now. I'm happy with that finally. Oh, no. Oh yeah, I'm adding just a tiny bit of clear, just to make sure they're held in place. And on the index finger I'm doing another swoosh with the glitter and tiny beads of clear. So I'll let you watch that bit and I will come back when I'm onto the next finger.
Tell me what you're thinking. One sentence is too much for you.
Onto the ring finger, and I shall be doing a glitter fade ombre type thing where you put the nail bed colour over the glitter and fade it down. Thought I'd give that a go. So I will do glitter all the way on the tip, all the way down, and then I'll use the nail bed colour and sort of ombre it over the top. You'll see. Quite awkward to get the glitter pieces on this thin needle-like nail. So nail bed colour going on, get my cuticle area, pat, get that nice and neat, pat, and then start working it down and swiping it down and covering some of the glitter but not all, so you sort of start to see the glitter underneath the nail bed colour. It's a pretty cool effect. just wanted it to go down a little bit further down the nail. There we go. So I'm happy with that, so I'll leave that to set and then I'll start capping the nails. Go in with that clear bead at the cuticle area and bring it down. And I forgot to swipe the nail with some monomer before I put the clear on, so you saw me sort of put my first bead on and then sort of swipe the nail to dampen it down a little bit with a bit of monomer. It just helps the acrylic go on smoother when you do that. So I'm using not overly wet beads because I don't want it to run everywhere. You know, it's not a lot of surface area, you know, it's very, very slim pointy nails, so yeah, small beads, not too runny, just enough for me to be able to manipulate it down to the end of the nail. And this is where I'm making sure that my structure is in place and that I've got enough to cover the glitter and be able to file down and shape the nail without filing into the glitter. So not too much clear, but just enough, if that makes sense. So I turn the nail to the side and I can see that there was a bit of a dip in the acrylic, so I just add a bead there. Always check your nails from different angles, because looking straight head on it can look okay, but if you turn it to the side you'll see where you need more or less acrylic. I'm capping that ring fingernail and doing a very bad job of it. That bead did not go on the way it should have done. I'll put another one there, it'll be okay. Get my apex in the back third of the nail. They don't need to be huge apexes, but if it was on a real person this is how I'd do it, making sure that I've got my structure there, but it does not need to be a thick bulky nail with a huge apex. As long as it's got the structure and the strength that it doesn't need to be overly thick. I'll leave you to watch the rest of the capping in peace without me waffling, and I will come back with the filing.
thinking someday we will burst. You and I are falling behind and I'm ready to go. Get out while we're whole. Now take my advice. Take my advice. Let go, let go. I wanted you. I know. You feel it too. Cut loose, cut
So it's time to file and shape these nails and make them beautiful. So the first thing I'm going to, excuse my head and my hair in the way there, sorry. First thing I'm going to do is go around the cuticle area with my e-file. This is an extra fine bit, and I'm being very careful around that cuticle area, just like I would if it was a client. And my hair, I'm so sorry about the hair. I had it on top of my head and it was getting in front of the camera and I didn't know. Anywho, yes. Smoothing out that cuticle area. Because I use nail guards, sometimes they sort of get, what's the word I'm looking for? Sometimes they are around the cuticle area and aren't covered by the acrylic, so in that case I'll sort of file that off. So it's not always acrylic you'll see coming off, sometimes it's a bit of a nail guard. But I'm not filing into the silicone, and you know, as I'm filing I'm being careful with my angle not to create rings of fire. We don't want those. So now that I've gone around the cuticle area, I turn my e-file speed up a little bit more, and then I will try and tidy up those side walls a little bit, and underneath shape them a little bit, which means I've got less shaping to do with the hand file. Yeah, just tidying it up a little. Just trying to make sure I was in shot there. Always support the nail. You can see I'm supporting the nail as much as possible. And then I'm going over the body of the nail, contouring and shaping it into a nice curved nail. We don't want any flat parts, so I'm just making sure it's not lumpy and bumpy, and then I will go over and smooth it all out and make it nice and pretty with the hand file. It's just easier to get most of the work done with the e-file. You can see the difference between this nail and the other nails now, how the shape is coming back. So I've e-filed them all to as much as I thought they needed, and now I shall use my hand file, and you see I'm supporting that nail. Look, I'm holding it with those 3 fingers from that angle, and then when I do the other side I'll support it with my thumb and the pad of my thumb as well sometimes. You see I move my thumb down the nail, support it. This is exactly what you would do on a client. You'd support that nail as much as you can, because that's uncomfortable when the nail's not being supported. I know that because when I file my own and I can't support my own nail, it hurts, you know. So always support the nail, especially these long ones. They need lots of support when you're filing. So I'm just making sure that cuticle area is nice and blended in. Now that I've done the side walls, so a bit of nail guard was in the way there. Now that I've done that, I will contour over the rest of the nail, the rest of the body of the nail, contour it into the sides, shape it. Very pernickety with my filing. And there we go. Should look nice and smooth now. Then I'll look at it from all angles and just make sure it's all blended in and no harsh angles, that it's all nice and curved. And then I shall dust them off and we can top coat and gem and stuff. So I've finished the filing and I have dusted the nails off with a brush, And now I'm using some rubbing alcohol and a lint-free wipe and cleaning those up, trying to get all the little bits of dust off because we don't want that in our top coat. And before I top coat, I am adding some crystals. As you can see, I've put one of these crystals on already. It was a pain in the butt because it's a pointy back, but because it's that Marquise cut, it's really awkward to get it to sit straight, and it was really frustrating me, so I ended up doing it off camera. And now, as you can see, I'm adding some more gems, but I wasn't happy with the placement, so I'm using my wire cutters because they are excellent for getting gems off. I'm just removing those ones that I didn't like and putting the ones that I do like on. You can't really see that crystal in the video very well, that marquee cut one, because it's clear. It doesn't have a backing on it, but in real life it shows up really nice because it's got an AB colour on it, so it's like catches the light and it's different colours. It's really beautiful. The camera's just not doing it justice though. So I'm using just some nail glue and adding my crystals, and then I'll top coat around them to seal them in once I'm finished placing those. Try and find a different size to put in. There we go. And I'm putting a couple more on the other side. Needed some teeny ones to fit at the top. There we go. A couple more down the bottom. It's a bit like a necklace. So I really like playing with crystals. Not very good with my placement mostly, but yeah, I do like playing with them. So top coat. Oh look, that glitter. Isn't that glitter beautiful on that background? It's so pretty. I was really chuffed with these nails, so I don't do stilettos very often. And we've got the clear tip, so I top coated underneath that nail so that it was nice and clear. If you're doing a clear tip, always top coat underneath it. It just brings that clarity out much better. So top coat around those crystals, don't go over them. We don't want them to lose their sparkle and we don't want them to lose their sparkle and shine. And that's the set finished. So I hope you enjoyed this video, peeps. Thank you ever so much for coming to my channel. Please subscribe, leave me a comment, and come back for another one sometime. Take care now, peeps. I'll speak to you again soon. Bye for now.